This is made out of Bakelite.
Bakelite?
Yeah. Okay. It's a relay. Because if you look up here, you can see the levers. It's just basically it's electromagnetic version of what you got here.
Okay.
Right. So this is a relay.
We are at Perry. Perry, what's your last name?
Emma Cangelo.
Emma Cangelo.
Yeah, try spelling that when you're 5.
And Perry is going to put together a scissor phone
Okay, well,
from Summit in the, were you going to say something, Perry?
No.
Okay.
We want to dive deeper into all this? Or?
Sure, if you want
Quite
to.
a collection you got here.
Yeah.
There's people in clubs for people that have this stuff.
Oh, really?
And they would help you more than what I could do as far as identifying stuff, and also if you wanted to complete this more by adding pieces, they'd be willing to. Well, can you imagine throwing somebody like this? It's all Bakelite. Noise canceling.
Okay.
So when you talk into it, if you got background noise,
Train going by or something?
you're not gonna amplify all that noise. There's,
Ah,
yeah, that's what that's for.
interesting.
Leisch,
Oops.
and this opens up. Ah!
Surprise!
There's a schematic for it. Another. These are the bells.
Yeah, they make noise. If you turn that.
If you touch this, you get it. You get it.
Hello?
Sure.
Do we have to change those wires, Perry?
What's that?
Do we have to change the wires in them? Like right there, these?
Well,
Nice sound.
so this would move back and forth. And let's try something. We don't need no stinking smoke alarms. Let's try something. This is all off of DC.
Okay.
Oh, direct current, eh?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had one of these when I was in high school. My teacher had one of these. It's a generator. This right here is to produce a voltage, and this will actually you can actually get a pretty good jolt off of these things.
Oh,
But my
okay.
teacher would make us all do electricity class, right?
Oh.
8th grade, 7th grade. He'd make us all hold hands.
Uh-oh.
Right, in a big circle, and then he'd hook up. One kid would have to touch one part of this, and then the other kid on the other end would have to touch that. Then my teacher would go, and everybody just kind of sat there and did this, and then whoever let go would get most of the shock or something, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
You think they could get away with that nowadays?
Anyhow, we are in Iron Mountain,
Think
Oh, he's
so.
torturing the
and
kids.
Perry's looking at my scissor phone from the Summit Line Shack. How old would you guess this is, Perry? Do you have any idea?
Probably in the 20s, maybe. But they probably used the way up until the end, really.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just going to shift it back and forth. So maybe this was designed to run on an AC instead of DC. So you know the coils are good.
Yeah. Well, you gotta know your electricity to be able to do anything like this. And I, of course, know
I
nothing.
can't tell you how many times I'm always going after and I need a battery, you know. It's like- But here's a schematic for this thing right here.
Okay.
The ringer. This is the induction coil. Oh, that's come 1, 2, 3. And look at this. It's all. This was an art in itself. They called this lacing, right? I've seen that like on old radios and stuff. They would take regular. They had like a special cord, and they would wind it up, go through, make a turn, another turn. That's all one cord. You know, they didn't have zip ties back then. You know,
What was that for?
to keep the wires straight. You know, these terrible things weren't invented then.
Yeah.
So what they did, in fact, I got some lacing right here. So yeah.
I was thinking it had some kind of magnetic or electrical
Here,
effect.
this is your lacing. Same thing.
Okay.
This is how they did it. It was an art. Otherwise, these wires would be like that, you know?
Yeah.
This held everything together.
Right.
A lot of military stuff had that too. Probably still do. That's lacing. That's,
So that's pretty old there, eh?
yeah. This was off of like a 20s radio. Probably an old Atwater Kent.
Wow.
So, it's funny how you see stuff like that and it's used in other applications, you know?
Yeah.
Wiring is wiring. This right here is loose. Just when you wanna crack something or lose something. Considering somebody probably just tossed this
Yeah.
out the window. No, I don't know what that noise is, why it's doing it. Yeah. I don't want to take a chance. Here's some more. This right here on the top. What is this? That could be, sure, you know what that is? That's an old capacitor. They called it a condenser back then. Right? This little black thing here. What that did is that was basically
Condenser.
a way of storing and smoothing out electrical current. You know? It was. These are new ones.
Oh, okay.
It's capacitor. You used to have them in your car. You take a receiver and you put that down. That closes these. They call that a leaf switch, actually. It's just a way of. There should be a key or a screw that fits in here. That's pretty small. I don't know if that's. Everything in drop is magnetic.
Oh, there you go.
See, this way here now you won't have to worry about
Yeah.
things flopping open and breaking, you know.
You got the right side first try, eh?
Yeah, I think that's 832. You don't drag a tripod and stuff?
Yeah, my tripod's in the out
Okay.
there. I just
It's
didn't bring it
nice and
in.
Steady.
Yeah.
That's a nice camera.
Yeah, I like it. So anyhow, Perry's going to show us his layout now.
Okay, the story behind this is when we moved into this smaller house, I once again got interested in building another model railroad because I had two that were featured in model railroad magazine years ago.
Okay.
Thanks to Dave Rickaby, you know.
Okay.
So anyways, I figured, well, I had this empty space right here. That's 12 feet long. And being retired, recently retired, I figured I'm on a budget, you know, like everybody else. Money's kind of tight. We gotta watch our pennies early sometimes. So I decided to make it just something small and kind of simple and kind of practical. I got a lot of my ideas from this gentleman right here, Lance Minheim. And it's basically a how-to book, which is
Okay.
kind of basic, but basically this is where I got the track plan from.
Oh, okay.
That's it, you know. Only I extended it. On here it's only 8 feet long, but I had the room, so I made everything.
Can
a
I
little
see
bit
what
longer.
his name is on here so in case somebody's... Okay. Thank you.
This guy builds railroads, custom built, and he lives down in Maryland. Nice books, good reading. So anyways, so I started, and I put a top on it. I put a top on it to keep the cat off of it and keep the dust out because these things get dusty, right?
Sure.
I don't like cleaning. You know, I do sod on here sometimes. So what I do is I made this top,
That was very clever.
you know, and then this way here, then the cat can't see me, you know. Stay. And then I got this one here. Oh. Nice. And not only that too, but it will give me some, with this sound box that I just recently purchased.
Okay.
I'm going to equip this so the sound is synchronized, but I run into a little problem with my homemade throttle.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna walk down here.
What I've realized that my throttle isn't closing a little. I built this throttle from scratch and that underneath there. And anyways, but that's down the road. I got another throttle coming. Real simple track plan, right? This is only three turnouts in here, right? Now these are all Pico 100s, and you know, turnouts are expensive, good ones, you know, and like I said, being on a budget. So what I did is I utilized just the basics of what I needed. This right here in the corner is supposed to be a bakery, right?
Okay.
We got the funnel or the silos and everything, and I created a way of unloading fictitiously the grain cars. There's 2 pits here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then those pits are fed into this machine right here. This is a blower, and it goes into the silo, into this. This is like a small silo, and it's blown into the factory, you know. So that's a new addition. I just scratch built this thing
Wow.
here. That's there's nothing commercial made except for the Walters ladders.
Wow.
And then I built these 3 buildings here, and those are for because it's an industrial thing. They use a lot of acetylene and oxygen and tank chemicals. So this is, you know, OSHA came in one day and they had a problem with this place because they said that all that stuff should be in specified containers. It must be screened in and it must be painted yellow. So that's why everything kind of changed around here. If you looked at it the last time, this wasn't yellow. These weren't here. You know, they made us put a guard on this because there's a belt in there with a little motor going around.
God, so much detail.
Yeah, and you can see at one time somebody was painting. In the summertime, they hire these kids to come in and do summer work, right? So a lot of it's just painting and minor maintenance. So they were up here on top of the blower, and they had yellow paint. And of course, they spilled it, so then it ran down, and you can see that it's been there ever since, you know. They never did clean that up. So,
Okay, Perry, I have to ask you, is this a story that you made up or did
Yeah.
this really happen?
just now. Just now.
Because Rick was doing, Dave was doing that too. It's so, I just love that.
Nobody's ever really been down here except a couple of friends of mine. And it's like,
With those dark kids, shame on them.
another thing too I built is, these are all individual pallets I made.
Okay.
I made them stick by stick. Those are all
jeez.
made out of wood. They're glued together.
Oh my gosh.
And the bags are what's supposed to be in those? Flour?
Pardon?
The bags, are they flour?
Yeah. Well, actually, right here, these are pallets, and I really.
Those are pallets. Yeah, they're not bags.
Yeah, I can see that now.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
use
a
your
little
good eye.
closer.
And another thing too, what I
They look like stacks of bags there for a second.
yeah, when I created this, I wanted to make as many car spots as possible for operation. You know, somebody would look at this and say, "Oh, geez, there's just 3 tracks here." You know, but if you look at the prototype, you go up there and watch them switch out coppers, or if you go up there and watch them switch out the certainteed plant, I'm sure it takes them a while to get everything where it's
Yeah,
gotta
I'm
go.
sitting there waiting for him to get done. I know
That's
how
right.
long it takes.
So this is what it is. So this industry, this is a warehouse for the bakery right here. And what they do is they will fill up this first, and then out of these 3 doors, and then from here we'll go down to this track, squish
Okay.
way down there,
Yeah.
and come back here, and they'll go to either one of these spots on this warehouse. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots.
A little higher than
And I have these made for 50-foot cars. So basically, you can line up your doors and you can fit many cars in there because the doors are spaced for 50-foot cars.
Okay. Wow.
kind of like in a sweet spot.
I made a windsock up there on
Yeah, I noticed
plastic.
that. That is cute.
Yeah. I just recently did the lighting, the LED lighting.
It's a better place to live.
And,
Jump on the ATV and go right out into the mountains. So we don't even have to load it up. To go
And I
out
can
there
change the lighting in here too.
Enjoy a nice ride.
Change the
Oh,
colors,
nice.
you know.
Pretty good. Plenty of
And I can make it really dark
Wow.
there's 2 strings of lights up here.
Oh, okay.
Lights like you get at Home Depot.
Oh, yeah.
And there's 2 of them. If I unplug one, then I can get this thing like it's total night.
Oh, nice.
Real dark.
Nice.
That shows off
Everybody
all the
shoots
light.
as soon as
I put these in. These are all small LEDs. I put LEDs in the headlights of my locomotives.
Really,
And there's a signal down there. If you go up, look down the main here, you can see that the signal will actually change colors.
so they got the bow season, the
Right here.
pea
Yep.
season,
Oh, yeah. Let's,
You know, it'll actually.
oh, yeah.
And I got it set up just for this little switch right here.
Cute.
all these licenses
You know,
and stuff. So
But these are all homemade. You know, I wanted to lighten this up a little bit, give it more. You know,
Yeah.
so
This is amazing.
be able to,
it's
I thought I wanted to do a winter scene, but I don't know if I could, to be honest. It just looks so intense.
so basically.
these are all these weeds here
And,
are little bristles from hemp rope,
Okay.
and then I colored them. I got some ground foam. These trees are all handmade.
Wow.
The trunks are all drilled with a small drill.
Oh,
bit.
my
These are
goodness.
individual pieces of wire on there. You know.
You make me think of Dave with his corn stalks.
Yeah. Everything on here is made. I don't know
Wow.
how much that's bought.
Wow.
Made of telephone pole or line poles. And over here,
and use whatever.
when I
you want.
got this part here,
License.
I wanted to, you know, you have a hole in the wall, right? There's a hole there
Yeah.
because you got to figure out when it goes into staging. It's like when an actor comes on a stage, they come either right or left. Right? You don't see where they come from or where
Right.
they go. So what I decided to do was this is another Walters kit. This is a cold storage. And what I did is I just added on one more section here, and I got it so from a normal point of view, you don't see that hole. You don't see the trains coming from
Right.
to it, you know.
Wow.
Another thing too is all these buildings, everything that's on here is not glued down. Everything is removable. Like
And
here,
I could run
this chimney right here.
10 miles in fact on my back.
All it is just a little tiny magnet on there. But what I did is I wanted to kind of conceal this corner.
airplanes.
Clever.
Because you got that gap there.
So
You
I'll
know?
Sure.
get both these replaced.
Wow.
You get a gap, and you can't get away from that.
Right.
Just,
Right.
It doesn't light
did I, when I change anything?
Okay.
Idea.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did
like
you go to
all
the
these.
doctor for your heart and breathing?
Oh, I like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I'll shut the light off here. This will give you a really different view.
Oh, that is nice.
I have epilepsy and
You know,
I like
You
that.
know, like, a lot of times what I'll do.
I didn't live here at the time, but
That is gorgeous.
It really kind of grabs your attention.
Never
Yeah.
thing that ever happened.
So then there,
you know, you have all these
you go with a deeper blue.
Oh, pretty. Oh, the lights. Are those lights?
I'm sorry.
Lights. Are those lights on the... Am I just seeing a that's a
That's a
reflection.
reflection.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Well,
lights.
this really shows off the LEDs,
Oh,
the
yeah.
lighting, you know.
Well, I gotta go down here a
And you
little
can
bit.
change your colors. You can go.
Probably could be a lot worse. Like if things,
It's
things
it's kinda
every day
neat.
when
Yeah, I like it.
thank the
different
Lord
moods
for
for
that.
different colors.
Yeah.
Wow. So are you gonna run the train or?
There's not much to it.
Well, we have to see some action here.
See, the problem is with that new sound system is I realized that this thing here, when it goes to zero, it does not actually zero at track voltage. It still has a residual voltage of about maybe 2 to 3 volts. And the reason why I picked it up is because I never heard it before, but now with that sound, I'll give you a demonstration what that sounds like. I picked it up and made me aware of that. You know? Plus my one hearing aid isn't working either. You know, and the engines, these are all blue box out there, and these are just like something that we would be running 25, 30 years ago. There's no Proto 2000, nothing like that, you know.
Oh, you got a nice hookup.
I weathered all the cars, I gave them a little bit of dust there. Let's see if we had the horn.
Well, you need graffiti on them. You don't want to be. Yeah. That's amazing.
I like that
These
horn.
Kids will paint these railroad cars.
Jim, we're trying to hear the horn. We got sound.
It's not acting like it should though.
No.
And at first I thought I had a defective unit because it's not returning to idle. And I'll give you a demonstration what the difference of sound will be with it. All you gotta do is disconnect one wire. And this is telling me here, drop down.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be idle and it doesn't do that.
Nice.
Okay, when I kick it up again, you'll hear it rise. It's not all the way.
Love that. Love that song.
Like I said, this was on back order. They finally got them in stock. These come right from Japan.
Oh,
It wasn't that expensive. It was less than $300. And I can get different sound cards for different types of
Oh,
locomotives.
really?
Steam, if you want a steam
wow.
locomotive. I had DCC. My previous house, my previous layout I had my locomotives were all sound equipped with DCC. You know, Digitrack sort of thing. And it was a nice system. It really was. But it was expensive to equip everything. And I didn't like the sound quality of it. The reason is because this is a speaker off of the locomotive. If it had DCC, look at the size of that little speaker, right?
See. Wow.
Now compared to this, now this is no big subwoofer here, but what I'm planning on doing is, if I want to get some sound, I've got a JBL subwoofer that's about this big. And that'll really give it some amplification.
Yeah.
Not that I want it, you know, so you can hear it outside. It would definitely give a better sound to it.
Awesome.
So the nice thing about the staging is of course, there's no runaround track on here either.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's key. You gotta remember, there's no runaround track, and
Yeah.
the plans didn't call for that. So that would be like up in Leonce, when they drop off the train, they couldn't run around it to switch out because all those are all trailing switches, right? These are all facing. So I probably should have put a runaround track in here. And I'm thinking if I redo this, maybe I'll put a siding in here. We'll see what happens.
Well, the train and Lance will pull in. They'll uncouple. Nick will take the two engines down to across Lambert Road.
Right.
Then he'll leave the lead engine and get into the shove engine, and then that becomes a lead engine, and they come up and then couple up to the train and then head off.
No, they don't have any business. They don't run the Barraga no more, right?
Nope. They only go to Lance. That's as far as they go.
Okay.
Yeah. And they might be pulling up the tracks in Barraga this year.
Yeah. Yes, sir.